Hello guys, welcome back. My name is Nathan and today I'm going to be discussing 2020 NHL draft prospect Marco Rossi and him potentially being Austria's next hockey stud. Now personally, I see Marco Rossi as one of the best prospects in the 2020 draft, but he's not just a great prospect, he's an elite one, and being from Austria makes him even more special. But where will Marco Rossi likely go in this draft? How good is he really? And how does he compare to other Austrian prospects in the past? Watch till the end for all the answers, and of course, subscribe if you're new. Now, Marco Rossi is one of the top prospects in 2020. 18-year-old center right now playing with the Ottawa 67s of the OHL, born in Feldkirch, Austria. Now, Marco Rossi was born in September 23rd, 2001, so he's a much older prospect in this draft, being a September birthday, just missed the cutoff for the 2019 draft. But still, even then, Marco Rossi is leading the OHL in points with less games played than the second place guy in Kaliev, and has looked that way. He's been dominant in the OHL, no matter his age. And Rossi is dominating on the ice and looks much bigger than he is. He is 5'9", 179 pounds. He is a small guy, especially for draft standards and even for OHL standards, but he still looks like an absolute monster out there. He has a little bit of physicality to himself too, but he uses that small size a lot to his advantage, like a guy like Cole Caulfield would do with last year's draft. He isn't a sniper or anything, more of a playmaking machine, but the guy gets goals, assists, and everything, and uses that small size to create scoring chances for himself, which has obviously worked in the OHL thus far. Now, for his stats so far in the OHL this year, it has just been absolutely amazing. In 30 games so far with Ottawa, he's gotten 26 goals, 47 assists, for 73 points, well above 2 points per game, and again, first in OHL scoring. The second guy, Arthur Kaliev, LA Kings prospect, has 67 points in 4 more games. Right now, 34 games played. So Marco Rossi he's been better so far than Arthur Kaliev in less games, and right now is leading the OHL in scoring in his draft year. That doesn't usually happen unless your name is freaking Connor McDavid, and even then, it was still sort of impossible. For a guy like Marco Rossi, I've always liked him, but I never expected him to be this good, especially this season. Now, for comparison's sake, right now Marco Rossi sits at a 2.43 points per game. Very, very good numbers. There has only been 3 players in the past decade in the CHL in their draft year that have ever gotten a 2 point per game or above. That being Mitch Marner, Jonathan Drouin, and Connor McDavid. That's not bad whatsoever. Mitch Marner with a 2.00 point per game in his draft year, Jonathan Drouin with 2.14, and Connor McDavid with 2.55. Right now, Marco Rossi is pretty much just a hair below Connor McDavid, which Quinton Byfield was around that at the beginning of the year, but Marco Rossi has been consistently elite and consistently dominant. And yes, those points are fantastic and super impressive, but we also got to keep in mind the situation that he is in right now. He is on the Ottawa 67s, far and away the best team in the OHL this year. They have a record of 30 wins, 6 regulation losses, and 0 overtime losses. They have not lost an overtime game, and they have won 30 games this year. Right now with 60 points, by far the best in the OHL. They are also the top team in scoring with 176 goals, second place being the Sarnia Sting with 170, but it really does fit a lot of that in. But with Marco Rossi, I think he's more the cause of that rather than just being a product of that team. Again, he is the highest scoring player on the team, the highest scoring player in the OHL. He's a reason why that team is so good and so dominant. But he's getting constant power play time on the best power play team in the league and the best team in the league. He has some great teammates around him, and that's a reason why he is getting so many points. But even with that, the company that he is in right now is absolutely special. With Quinton Byfield, he was around that 2 point per game to start out the year, but then he kind of trailed off a little bit. But right now, Marco Rossi was at that point a little bit to start out the year, but he just absolutely blasted it out in late November and December too. He's just been on an absolute roll, and yesterday, as I'm recording this, had another 4-point night. The guy is just consistently amazing on a daily basis and has improved his play throughout the season too. He's improved on the things that haven't made him as good as he could be, and he's gotten as good as he could be in the OHL this year. That's a guy that I think is super dangerous in this draft. A guy that I think could go as high as maybe number 3, number 4 potentially if a team is super high on him, which I think they should be. Marco Rossi, in my opinion, is the 6th best prospect in the draft, and I think could rise even more throughout the next few months. But the compliments for Marco Rossi don't just come from the offense, which is very, very elite, by the way, but the two-way game is something that I've noticed as well this season, as have a lot of other people too. Marco Rossi is a guy that will not just flash and score on you a bajillion times, but he's a guy that defends pretty well in his own zone and actually takes it seriously. For a guy that is that good offensively, it could be so easy for him to just do nothing and be absolutely lazy on defense. And there's some other guys in the OHL, I won't name names, who do that sort of thing. But Marco Rossi is a guy who pays attention, is responsible, and is reliable in his own end. And again, for a team that good, for a player that good, doesn't usually happen. When it comes to two-way centers in this draft, Anton Lundell is the premier guy, and I think the best two-way forward in this draft, but Marco Rossi isn't too far behind, with his amazing responsibility and amazing work ethic. And again, when you look at a guy like that who's lighting up the OHL as a 5'9" center, you don't usually look towards the defense to be his specialty, but he's a guy that can do very, very well in his own zone. But again, the offense is what you get when you draft Marco Rossi in this draft. And the offense will certainly be there the next level. The skating is supreme. The amount of playmaking that he has is just wonderful to watch. And the hockey IQ offensively is just a godsend. And even at 5'9", the skating that he has really will serve him well in the NHL someday. He's a guy that does not get pushed off the puck too often, even by bigger men in the OHL. He's still a guy that can hold his own very well and get past defensemen pretty easily. The skating, the speed, the skill is all there, and the defense is there too to make up a pretty overall fantastic package, especially when it comes to European prospects. Now, the best Austrian player in NHL history is Thomas Vanek, followed by Michael Grabner and maybe Michael Raffl. But Vanek was able to get 789 points in 1,029 games in his career. He was drafted 5th overall in the 2003 draft, considered by a lot of people as the best draft of all time, and his situation is eerily similar draft-wise to a guy like Marco Rossi. Now, obviously, Vanek is a winger, Rossi is a center, but when it comes to draft projection and the draft that they're in, it is a lot of similarities there. I mean, the 2003 draft is one of the best ever. I think the 2020 draft can be one of the best ever, if not the best of all time, and Marco Rossi has a pretty great chance of being picked top 5 right now. Thomas Vanek is a guy, obviously, who's been in the league for a very long time, and I think just recently retired. I think Marco Rossi can be in that same way. I think he has a lot of longevity in his career, being a great overall two-way guy, and being a center that I think can do a lot of different things. When it comes to the two players, I don't think they're that similar in the play styles. Marco Rossi is 100% a lot better defensively. Thomas Vanek doesn't even play defense, but in the situations they're in, Thomas Vanek is 100% the last guy to be hyped up this much, but Marco Rossi definitely deserves that. I think as an overall player, Marco Rossi can be a lot better than Thomas Vanek was. Scoring-wise, it might not be the same. I'm not sure if he'll be able to get to that kind of level, but Marco Rossi is a guy who will lead Austrian hockey for a very long time, and in the next 2 decades will be the face of hockey there. But to me, Marco Rossi, if he continues on this play, I think will go around the 4 to 6 area. I really don't see him being outside the top 8 at this point. And if he goes outside the top 8, you're getting an absolute steal. To me, if I had to guess on any point, I think he would go 6th overall. Probably, obviously, behind Alexi Lafreniere, Quinton Byfield, Lucas Raymond, maybe Tim Stutzel, and maybe Alexander Holtz. To me, those are really the only prospects that might be him, excluding Yaroslav Askarov right now. But Marco Rossi is a guy who I think has potential to go top 4, maybe even top 3 if a team is bold enough at this point. But the 5'9" center is a guy that I think will go undervalued on draft day for a few guys. I'm just hoping that the size does not make a difference in his case, because Cole Caulfield's obviously shown that size does not matter up to this point, and other players have proved that so far too. Marco Rossi is a guy that, despite that size, uses his size well and uses his amazing skills to his advantage, and will be an amazing NHL player someday. If you end up getting this guy on draft day, consider yourself lucky, because he's very good and will be elite someday in the NHL level. But with today's video, I need to hear y'all's thoughts down in those comments down below. Let me know what you think about Marco Rossi, his insane OHL season up to this point, and of course, how you perceive him. How do you see him compared to the other prospects in this draft, and where do you see Marco Rossi ending up on draft day? But if y'all want some more Grav videos just like this one, y'all should click on this card right here to watch my 2020 NHL draft playlist. All the videos right in one place. But that'll be it for today, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Comment down below your thoughts on Marco Rossi and how good you think he is. And of course, share this video with your friends. Get the Marco Rossi hype train out there, boys. My name is Nathan, and I'll see y'all next video or stream. Goodbye.